As today's wrestling fan, man, if Asuka doesn't win at TLC, we riot. Asuka deserves that strap at TLC. Asuka has to walk away with that strap at TLC. But what the fuck happened to your adulation and your fucking fandom for Becky Lynch? I thought she was your flavor of the fucking month. Casuals, mainstream media fucks, wannabe diehards, wannabe smarks. I thought Becky Lynch, this was her time. That's her spot. You're already bored of Becky Lynch, right? Oh gee, the Amplified Man was right again. Everybody who said that was a blessing in disguise, that she was pulled out of Survivor Series. Now we'll get it at WrestleMania. Maybe even in the main event, Rousey and Becky Lynch. And I told you then, what the fuck makes you think Becky Lynch is gonna be red hot come WrestleMania? What the fuck makes you think people are gonna want to see Rousey and Lynch in the main event at WrestleMania a half a year from now? The fuck makes you think that? Becky Lynch is already dwindling down now. That fucking red hot momentum that she had has turned into just momentum now. Who knows a month from now, 2 months from now, shit, 2 weeks from now, if that momentum is even gonna fucking be there. A blessing in disguise, my ass. She was riding that fucking wave into Survivor Series with what was going to be the main event over Lesnar and Daniel Bryan. And that was Rousey versus Lynch. And no, it became Rousey versus Charlotte because Lynch was pulled out thanks to Nia Jax's carelessness. And everybody said, well look, this might be a blessing in disguise. And now everybody's already on the fucking Asuka. Now don't get me wrong, we love Asuka. If you're talking deserving, yeah, Asuka would be in that spot. But from being in obscurity to all of a sudden, wham, in a snap of a finger and a blink of an eye, you're gonna put her in TLC and she's supposed to just walk out with Becky Lynch's strap? No, that's Becky's spot. Whether you like it or not, she has earned her way into that. She still has momentum. It might not be red hot anymore, but it's still momentum. This is her spot. Asuka deserves a run. Asuka deserves good booking, good creativity, a chance to shine with her character and her style. Asuka deserves great storylines, just like Sasha on Raw. I have no issue or problem with Ronda Rousey being the champion. It's Ronda fucking Rousey. But Sasha Banks deserves great storylines. Just because you're the champion doesn't mean you're the only one that deserves a good story. Other people can have great stories and not have the title. Sasha could be involved in a great story right now. Instead, she's mingled around this whole year in a dumb fucking tag team because maybe she'll be the first ever tag champs whenever they debut. Next year, 10 years from now, Sasha will still be with fucking Bayley. Over on SmackDown, why can females like Naomi not have good storylines? They don't have to have the title right now, but they can still be significant. So you throw Asuka in obscurity and then all of a sudden she's thrown into this triple threat match, and we all know why. It's because Vince didn't know how healthy Becky was going to be. A, was she even going to be able to compete? And B, how much can she really go full throttle? So you throw Asuka in there as the workhorse. And now all these fans are coming out, oh, Asuka's gotta win this one. She's gotta walk out with the championship. No, they just have to book her correctly. They just have to give her good storytelling, good stories in general. Just give her that. And then she can rework her way back to a significant match, one-on-one, and capture the championship the right way in the future. But this is Becky's time. Everybody who was cheering for Becky Lynch is now saying Asuka has to walk out with the strap. Well, which is it? Get your fucking minds out of your fucking asses. Fuck that and fuck you if that's what you think. And then you have the dipshits that are all gung-ho about Dean fucking Ambrose. And oh, how this germaphobe heel character just isn't working. He's a germaphobe heel? That's stupid. But then last night, You got Daniel Bryan talking about throwing water bottles into the fucking ocean, recycle, and you guys don't recycle, so you're all ruining the fucking planet, and you're not vegan, so you all suck at life, and you guys are cheering that. That's fucking awesome. A pissed off recycling vegan is more better than a germaphobe. These are two guys, no matter what the fucking era. Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan. No matter what era. It could be the 80s. I know, I've been around for them. It could be the 90s. I know, I've been around for them. It could be today. Clearly, I'm around for it. No matter what era, Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan are going to get over. They just have that it factor. You believe in their shit. More importantly, they believe in themselves and in their shit. They're just naturally born to do this. Whether on the fucking microphone or their in-ring skills, they're going to deliver. You don't like one because he's over on Raw talking about germs, but you love the vegan recycling guy. Stop that shit! The new Daniel Bryan is awesome. The new Dean Ambrose is fucking awesome. Becky Lynch deserves that championship right now. In the future, you're damn right Asuka deserves that strap. Yes, I use the word deserves for two people in the same sentence. Because they do. But if you think Becky Lynch deserves to drop that strap at TLC, get the fuck out of here, man. They booked Asuka into this fucking corner. She's got to now regroup, and you got to make it significant again. Even if Asuka was to win that strap, man, she deserves better than that. A triple threat match where she's thrown in there a couple weeks before the fucking event. These are today's fans, man. Fickle! 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 Every 4 weeks, it's a new flavor of the month. Everybody deserves a participation trophy. Next month, everybody's gonna be fucking chanting for Mandy fucking Rose. That's one of my gripes from last night. Another one is these fucking interviewers like, what's her name? Kayla Braxton. I got a little bone to pick with you. And Tom Phillips's wannabe. Who the fuck wants to be like Tom Phillips? But you got Mike Rome. These interviewers today, I got a gripe about that too, but I'll get to that when it comes to that segment. So let's waste no more time. Let's start the SmackDown review and reaction video right now! So SmackDown Live started out with the ladies' contract signing for TLC. This is Asuka, Charlotte, and strap holder Becky Lynch. This is a contract signing that could go one of two ways. One, it could be really epic, or at least really cool, or this could just be very bad. This is the type of contract signing I could easily do without. This brought me back to high school when two females had an issue with each other. They took it to the bathroom and they just started screaming at each other. And even worse, they each had their own entourage. They're female friends on each side and they're all yelling to stick up for their friends. So you walk by the female bathroom back in high school and it was just 20 females yelling at each other. This was no different. The only difference, 3 women, thankfully. Asuka, Charlotte, and Becky just screaming about who's gonna beat who. I already beat you, but you got lucky. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna walk out champion. I'm taking your title. I'm gonna win it. 4.5 to 5 minutes of blah, blah, blah. I felt like I was back in high school with these teeny bopper fucking gals that I went to school with. Enough of that shit. It got so annoying. Becky Lynch signed that shit and hightailed it out of there. She left ringside. I don't blame her at all. Asuka and Charlotte stuck around to sign and yell at each other some more, but then here come Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, as if this segment couldn't get any fucking worse. Sonya Deville's talking about how she came this close to doing this, and this close to doing that, and I was this close to being significant on this fucking brand and in this company, but not quite. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, so fuck your almosts. So here we go with a tag team match. Asuka and Charlotte taking on Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. Woo! Fucking woo! And in this match, it was like 10 fucking minutes. Asuka and Charlotte cannot beat Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville for some reason. It took so long that finally the friction happens between Charlotte and Asuka, and Charlotte ends up inadvertently, but it looked pretty fucking advertent to me, kicks Asuka square in the face, knocks her off the apron, to the point where once Charlotte gets the upper hand on Sonya Deville, Asuka comes clear to the ring and gives a double fucking stomp to Charlotte's face. Charlotte gets rolled up by Sonya Deville, 1, 2, 3. Not only did it take 10 minutes for Charlotte and Asuka to try to beat Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, they didn't even get the job done. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose defeat Asuka and Charlotte. Now, even though it's a bunch of bullshit, this is exactly what needed to happen if you're gonna book this type of nonsense. And you needed to have Asuka and Charlotte have that friction. I don't know about having them lose necessarily, but you did need that friction. But seeing Charlotte just get rolled up and pinned like that, I don't care if she took 20 stomps to the face by Asuka. That's still not a sight you want to see. This is a female that held the title for so many times, man, for so long, has defeated the likes of Asuka and ended her undefeated streak, and you're just having her get rolled up by Sonya Deville. That did not sit well with me, but again, I understand why it was done. The story could only be told where there's friction between Asuka and Charlotte. Becky Lynch was by ringside, not being utilized properly, by the way. Becky is known for being quick-witted on social media and on the microphone, so you put her on commentary and help sell the match. Instead, they just had her sitting out by ringside. And when this match ended with Sonya Deville rolling up Charlotte, Becky Lynch, I do love her expression. She was just sitting there like, wow, like that really happened. You really believed that Becky Lynch was shocked. So that was good storytelling. Again, I just wouldn't have Charlotte get rolled up like that. But that's how they decided to tell the story going forward. You got one more week to really sell this triple threat match. It could have been worse, but I don't know if that's the way I'm starting fucking SmackDown. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville versus Asuka and Charlotte, man. But I do like the dissension at the end, so some saving grace at least. The best part of that whole segment is before that match started, this was after the contract signing, before the match, there was a backstage segment with The Miz and Shane McMahon, and they were by the trophy. And The Miz tells Shane McMahon, you owe me one for taking one for the team last week. And Shane McMahon's like, I don't owe you anything, Miz. And The Miz blocks the sides of the trophy as if they're ears and says, shh, not in front of the trophy. And he walks off. So he's playing that kind of whack job like R-Truth, but I love that type of character. So that was definitely entertaining, and then we went into that tag match, which again that was a bogus tag match, with the story being told at least correctly at the end with the dissension between Asuka and Charlotte. So all things considered, we'll take it and we'll move on as long as we have better coming up. Did we have better coming up? Well, then we went right into Cesaro, Jey Uso, and Xavier fucking Woods. A triple threat match. One participant from each tag team that we're gonna see at TLC. So for me, this was absolute bullshit because I did not want to, nor did I need to see this fucking match. Cesaro, Xavier Woods, and Jey fucking Uso. The crowd, I don't think once got on their feet at all during this match. I wonder why. For those three competitors, which are actually good wrestlers, they didn't do anything special out there. They didn't go out there and tear the fucking house down, which you would have thought that would have been the match to do such last night, and they didn't. So not only was it a match I didn't really care for up front, probably because I've seen these individuals in that ring a million fucking times together, so it's nothing different. But on top of that, they didn't even go out there and perform to any which fucking, to higher any of our expectations, to deliver for us in anything original and organically, man. Nothing different happened in that match with those three competitors. It's the same redundant shit that they always put on. That's what I mean about seeing the same people a million times. It becomes so redundant, you know what they're gonna do next. Stop that shit. Xavier Woods gets thrown out. Jey Uso delivers a super kick to Cesaro. 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso wins the match. There's your tag strap holders. A couple of weeks ago, we saw Cesaro getting knocked out by cranberry sauce and mashed potatoes. And today, he's losing a fucking, last night, a one-on-one or triple threat fucking match. And he's dropped on his fucking skull again, 1, 2, 3. The tag strap holders are a fucking joke. But here's what really fucking angers me. You ready for this? After the fucking match, we go backstage and Kayla Braxton, this new little female, she's an interviewer now, fucking took me weeks to even fucking know who the fuck she is. But she comes up and she delivers her opening statement. She's about to interview, I think it was Lana and Rusev. And she starts her statements with, wow, as you can see, the tag team division is, what'd she say, guys? I'm sorry. The tag team division is better than ever, is what she said. Wow, as you guys can see, the tag team division is better than ever. And then she introduces Rusev and Lana. How the fuck are you gonna bullshit us to that fucking magnitude? Now you have the dipshits that are gonna go, BC, what do you expect her to say? She's told to say that. She's not gonna say the tag division sucks. Now here's Rusev and Lana. No, what I expect is for you not even to say that line then. Don't even bullshit us because we all know, the fans and backstage the suits and ties know that the tag division is in shambles. It's not dying a slow death. It's already dead. So don't even say it. Don't troll anybody. Don't be delusional. What do I expect? I expect them to actually change the division. I expect them to actually make a tag team division relevant. Make us give a shit about a tag team division. Make it exciting. Make it intriguing. There's a concept! But no, BC. Let her just go out there and say it's the best it's ever been. I can't make this shit up. Kayla Braxton says, wow, as you can see, the tag team division is better than ever. She had the fucking cojones to say that shit. The Hart Foundation, the Demolition, the Rockers. You guys remember that era? And you move on to the Harlem Heat and Legion of Doom. The Road Warriors. You're gonna tell me that these are the best. The Revival in the Lucha Underground Summer Pinata Party. The Ascension. This is the fucking Cesaro and Sheamus, the Bar, the Usos, and the New Day, every single week in one way or another, all in there together. Every fucking week and at every pay-per-view. But the tag division is the best it's ever been. You got 3 pinata people over on Raw making their own fucking rules. 3-on-1, 3-on-2, 37-on-4. So yeah, that heated me. BC, what do you expect them to say, man? I had one dipshit on my Xavier Woods video a couple days ago. What do you expect Xavier to say, man? He's working for the company. The company probably had him say that. No, he doesn't go out there and say, people that complain about pro wrestling, they're being entitled infants. No, you don't insult the fan base. You just say, yeah, I understand. It's a shame that it's gotten to this point, but they have their right to voice their opinions. And you leave it at that. You ain't gotta bash your company. You ain't gotta bash the fans. Nobody told Xavier to say that. Xavier was being a fucking idiot and a clown. And he came out with stupidity and he felt the wrath of it. One dipshit was literally like, you guys are fucking insane. Do you really think he meant that? Do you really think it wasn't the company that told him? Get the fuck out of here. Get off the Amplified Man's channel. Get off my channel. Go to somebody else, some other dipshit clown. There's a million other creators on this platform that suck the fucking cock that you want to suck. Go suck it. It ain't gonna be this one. This channel is for the fucking knowledgeable, the actual smarts, the actual smart fans that know what the fuck they're talking about. That's the problem with these interviewers too, man. I know Kayla Braxton was told to say that, by the way. It's not totally coming down on Kayla Braxton. It's just, why do you even gotta say it then? We all know it's a bullshit statement, so why say the statement? Just introduce Rusev and Lana. Don't troll anybody. Don't give us nonsense. Just move forward. But I will fucking knock Kayla Braxton in the Mike Romes, because back in the day, we had actual interviewers that added substance and intrigue to the interview. Sean Mooney. Google him, YouTube him. He was amazing. His voice alone, his mannerisms, everything about him. Mean Gene Okerlund. He was the shit. Lord Alfred Hayes. And now we have Kayla Braxton and a Tom Phillips wannabe, as if you can get worse than Tom Phillips, and Mike Rome. They look like they could not be any more annoyed when they're in front of the camera. They look like they would rather be in the Starbucks line with Amplified Man rather than be at WWE interviewing superstars. It looks like they don't want to be there. Or at least they don't have any fucking talent. Their personalities are that of a fucking grapefruit and a pineapple. There is no personality. They add no substance, no flavor to the interview process. Bullshit! That's another thing I'm sick of. Lars Sullivan. We're bumping up Lars Sullivan, and some people are all giddy. They're getting their fucking potato chips and their sodas, and they're like, can't wait for Lars Sullivan. No, not me. I'm waiting to see what Vince does with Lars Sullivan. If he's gonna book him like Braun Strowman, a roller coaster of epic proportions, 50-50 booking and lackluster bullshit, then Lars Sullivan is just another big guy dud. He's a BGD, a big guy dud, just like the rest of them. He's gonna be like a fucking Big Show, or a Kane, or what Braun has become. Lars Sullivan, the guy never even catapulted to epic success in NXT. The fuck makes you think WWE's Vince McMahon is gonna fucking know what to do with him? Triple H didn't even believe in this guy to bring him to the top. Lars Sullivan. If you guys don't watch NXT, let me give you his MO, what this guy's about. He's a decent powerhouse. He's a big dude that could do some good shit for a big guy. But believe me when I say, nothing at all special. Don't believe me? Go back and watch for yourself. It's all there on the network. You can YouTube him. This guy doesn't scream superstar to me, so Vince is going to have to do a lot of booking and creativity with this guy. Work with him. I don't see that happening, but they're building him up like he's supposed to be some big dog, some big cheese, some big shit. Let's find out. Miz TV. Best part of this was the dance break. Carmella and R-Truth come out for like 10 seconds. Dance break! The only bad part about that, it was only like 3 seconds, man. I want to see Carmella. Carmella is straight up banging. Carmella is just hot as fuck, man. She just is. And I love the new women's evolution. I love that the women are now getting time to actually wrestle. I love that. But as a man, as a guy, I gotta be honest with you. Carmella, watching her shake it down? Count me in, motherfucker. Carmella is, when she's dancing, the world stops. I love those dance breaks. And oh yeah, R-Truth is funny too. But Carmella is where the fucking focus is at, man. Wow. So that only lasted, unfortunately, 7 seconds. And then The Miz introduces Daniel Bryan. And you get Daniel Bryan's vegan, recycling, angry postal guy interview, right? Or segment. He's pissed off that people throw or use fucking water bottles. He's pissed off that people are not vegan. He's pissed off that people don't recycle. He's pissed off that the people are ruining the earth. So now all of a sudden he's Mrs. Green Thumbs. He's all about planet Earth. He's got a little shirt with a heart and stems coming from it, like roots and I don't know what the fuck it is. So everyone's shitting on the germaphobe promo that, an interview that fucking Dean Ambrose cut, are now praising Daniel Bryan's promo. Come on, bro. It wasn't that epic. Everybody on social media talking about how epic this promo was. Wasn't that epic at all. No better than Ambrose's. He's talking about water bottles and recycling. And people that eat meat. And he says, I'm the new Daniel Bryan 100 times. So what, that makes it epic? Come on, bro. Miz is trying to tell Daniel Bryan to admit it. He's the one that was the cause for this new change, this new Daniel Bryan. Danny Bryan says it really doesn't matter. He says everybody is fickle, and that they're sheep. And I gotta agree with him there. When you look at the wrestling community and people that just flock together on social media, it's a bunch of clowns, a bunch of sheep, and they are fickle. Maybe that's the best part of that promo. AJ Styles comes down, and for some reason, The Miz is fucking getting involved every which way, so AJ Styles can't really get to The Miz. And instead, he gets a skull-crushing finale from... Styles couldn't get to Daniel Bryan. Instead, The Miz interrupts and gives a skull-crushing finale to AJ Styles, so Daniel Bryan is able to escape. And this just sets up AJ Styles and Miz for later in the night in the main event. So, that was Miz TV. It wasn't bad, but I don't know if that's something that made SmackDown fucking really great last night. People are praising this segment a little overboard. I saw nothing that was like, wow. It was Daniel Bryan's new character, of course. I like it. I like where it's going, but it's nothing that deserves more praise. I'm not going to give it any more. Let's just put it at that. On social media, you would think Daniel Bryan just gave one of the best promos in the wrestling industry in the last 10 years. Not the case. Not true at all. That might hurt some people, because people really want me to be high on this. Oh, BC, what'd you think about Daniel Bryan? It was alright. And then you go into something that just boggles my fucking mind. Made me want to put my head through 10 cement fucking walls. The first 10 I see out there. In New York City, there's a million to choose from. And this was Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton again. Can't make this shit up. This is for real. Orton, Hardy, another rematch. This thing should have ended at Hell in a Cell. It was the perfect storytelling. And then they fight each other a couple more times on SmackDown. And then again last night. Cannot make this up. They ruined what was a perfect end to a story by just rehashing it. And now it's like they never had beef at all. Now they're just in there wrestling. Come on, bro. The best part of this match was at the end. When Samoa Joe was up on the Tron, he was in some bar, and he was bartending. And he's like, hey, Jeff, I'm back here pouring some drinks. You guys want another round? He's talking to some fucking bar patrons. And Jeff Hardy's like, what the fuck? Hardy turns around, eats an RKO, 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton wins the match. But more significance here is placed on Samoa Joe. Because after the match, the Tron is back up, and Samoa Joe is back there bartending. And he says, people are different. He said, some people can have a couple of these, and he points to a glass. He has a glass in his hand, a couple of beers, in other words. Some people can have a couple of these with their friends and have a really great night. And other people, they need to have 14 of these and wind up in jail. And he goes, that's the difference in balance. And I just believe that was the best fucking promo of the night. It wasn't Daniel Bryan, in my opinion. Samoa Joe egging on, picking at, pointing and poking at Jeff Hardy in his past demons, in his battles with alcoholism and other fucking addictions. And here's Samoa Joe pouring fucking beer on tap and cheersing fucking Jeff Hardy, man. That is the personal attacks that I fucking love in pro wrestling. Like when Chris Jericho and CM Punk had their issues. I love that shit, man. And Chris Jericho kept on bringing the bottles of alcohol because I think CM Punk's father was like an alcoholic or some shit. So, Chris Jericho, I remember that whole fucking feud, and I love that shit because it got real personal with past demons. I love that shit, man. Samoa Joe, it was short, it was only a couple of minutes, but it was right to the fucking point. And it shows you the sadistic side of Samoa Joe. He can mean grill and give you this real eerie promo, and then he could just be smiling and come off as this just this wise ass giving a promo, but it still delivers that eerie feeling because there's some ulterior motive in there, man. There's definitely some manipulation. And I love that in Samoa Joe. Not a lot of people can pull that off. So that's brilliant. And there's a condescending tone in Samoa Joe in that type of promo. So Samoa Joe, Don't say Samoa Joe. That's not good. Samoa Joe can do all sorts of promos, man. He could be the smiling guy, being the wise ass and manipulative and condescending, or he could be that eerie, mean mugging fucking dude who you just want to stay away from. But either way, you're going to respect Samoa Joe, or at least his fucking promo work, because that was gold last night. So I like the way they added on to Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy last night. I really do. I just don't like that Randy Orton was involved for no fucking reason. Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy could have been in there with anybody else. Randy fucking Orton, man. What else, man? Styles and Miz, right? Wasn't that the fucking main event? We go right to the main event. AJ Styles versus Miz. This is Daniel Bryan interfering. Daniel Bryan just beats the fuck out of AJ Styles all over the fucking ringside area, up on the table, brings him back in, has the fucking, I think it was a heel lock, actually, and AJ Styles is selling that beautifully, thriving in pain. And Daniel Bryan finally lets go after more officials come out. Daniel Bryan goes to the outside, makes the announcer introduce him as the new Daniel Bryan, takes the microphone, calls everyone fickle, says, what, you don't like this? Fickle, fickle. And the little logo comes down underneath the right side of the screen. So SmackDown is about to go off the air like it usually does, with the guy who just did the dastardly deed holding his title up at the table, and the guy who just got the beating in the ring selling. But instead, they ended kind of in a much better way. Bryan says, fuck this shit. He gets back in the ring and gets, I believe it was another heel lock again. But he gets AJ Styles in the lock again. And AJ Styles this time is thriving even more so in pain, man. And he's screaming, let it go, let it go. And we fade to black and go off the air. So even better than just the original beating, Daniel Bryan was even more ruthless. I love that fucking ending. The match between Miz and Styles left a lot more to be desired. I kind of wanted a lot more from last night's SmackDown after what we saw at Raw. But you can't fucking deny that the ending, how SmackDown went off the air, was pretty fucking legit. And that adds some more intrigue to watching Styles and Bryan once again at TLC. So that's at least a good thing. Decent is the best I'm gonna give this SmackDown, guys. It was not bad. I cannot bring myself to the level to say this was good. I can't. I believe this should have been a lot better. There's no reason why it should not. I'm no longer throwing mulligans to any of these shows. From now on, for the rest of eternity, they have to put on good shows. I'm not throwing mulligans. I'm not picking 2 or 3 things that were at least good and going, that's a good show. No. I want more than just 2 or 3. I want 3 or 4 good feuds in a TV show. Actual stories being told. At least 4. 3, if they're really epic, I'll take. But when I can only pick 2 or 3 good things in general from this show, I can't bring myself to the level to say it was good. So I'll say decent, and that's being generous. That's at best. This shit has to pick itself up. Raw, definitely. In SmackDown, I want to see more, because next week, for both of them, it's the go-home shows. Deliver or else. Because you can't lose any more fucking people. You guys saw the thumbnail from yesterday's video I put out of Monday Night Raw's attendance, or lack thereof. That's embarrassing. The rating hit an all-time fucking low on Raw, by the way. 1.6 or some shit. So not only was the attendance embarrassing, when the rating came in, that was even more embarrassing. I don't even know how much more lower you go. Is this rock bottom? We'll find out. Amplified, man. For now, hitting Starbucks hardcore, man. Double fisting, we might fucking triple that shit. I'm gonna need a 3rd fucking hand to triple fist that shit, because we gonna rock the fuck out of Wednesday. As you guys can tell, I'm amplified as all hell today. Ain't nobody safe in New York City or this fucking world. Here we go. Let's rock this shit. For now, the Amplified Man telling you, my amp unit, check you later.